Well, hello, LifeWise Universe. Joel Penton here, founder and CEO of LifeWise Academy. This is the Vision Cast. Welcome back. We are working through our core values and the origin stories of our core values. We've already talked about being committed, being vision-centric, servant-minded, growth-oriented, and hard-working. It's now time to talk about the origins, how we kind of landed on our definitions of being competent. That's the other C, committed and competent. Those subpoints under competent are strategic, innovative, problem-solving, and excellent. And today, I want to chat with you just briefly about strategic. Here's what we say in our big picture packet. We say, we will consider all angles and make the best decision possible in every situation to help achieve our short-term goals. We will also think big picture and make carefully calculated decisions now that set us up to achieve the long-term objectives of the ministry. We want to use our minds as best we can, the minds that God has given us, and we want to think strategically. And from the very beginning of LifeWise, as we think of the origins of this, we've known that LifeWise is a strategic project. Released time religious instruction itself is very strategic, just by the nature of what it is. Times have changed. It's harder and harder for students to engage with Bible education, whether it's after school because they need to ride the bus or they have extracurricular activities. Same before school's family schedules are crazier. And so being able to provide it during school hours is incredibly strategic. That's why when we saw what was happening in Van Wert, Ohio, my hometown, seeing 95% of the entire student body enrolled in the program, it was obvious this is a very strategic opportunity. And so it was clear that it would be strategic just to simply invest and pursue this opportunity. Also, we knew we had to be strategic in how we went about it, because this amazing and strategic opportunity in a real way hadn't really been working for 70 years. In 1952 is when the Supreme Court ruled, but I think last time we checked the numbers, less than 1% of students across the nation have access to a release time program. And so we knew that we had to do some real strategic thinking if we were going to overcome all these many barriers to entry, all of the challenges that it takes to get a program off the ground. And so that meant strategically investing in the infrastructure, the systems, resources, training, all of those things required to get the job done over the long haul. We knew this would be a long-term play. It would take investments now that wouldn't pay off for years and years to come. But we, again, wanted to think strategically about this. Something we said at the beginning is in a real way we wanted to kind of McDonald's this idea of release time in terms of making a plug-and-play program that any community could implement. And that it was, at the very beginning, a very strategic move. And we are aware that talking this way, thinking this way, some people, I don't know, they get kind of uncomfortable about that, think that there might be something unspiritual about approaching things this way. And we just reject that way of thinking. We recognize that the Lord has given us minds. The Lord has given us everything we have, and we want to use everything we have for the glory of God, and that includes our minds as we think strategically. Hopefully that's an encouragement to you. That's why we bake this into our core values, how these core values define who we are and who we want to be. We now have a chance to hear a LifeWise story on the call. We have Linda, who's our director at Buckeye Central. Linda, I know we were having a little bit of trouble with your audio. Hopefully we cleared that up. Linda, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. Well, Linda, thank you so much for joining us. You are our director, as I said, at Buckeye Central. And I'm curious, could you first share just kind of your LifeWise story? How did you get connected with LifeWise?
I was at a couple of years ago to teach for LifeWise, and I prayed about it, looked at the curriculum, and I thought it was a wonderful program, but I had some health issues, and I decided that just was not in the picture for me. Well, then they needed a director for starting up the Buckeye Central LifeWise, and I've started up a lot of different programs, so that really fit my wheelhouse, and I wanted to do with LifeWise, so I chose to go that route and get that program started. So,
well, we're so grateful that you did, and it takes starters, I guess, like yourself, in communities that are willing to roll up their sleeves and get going. And so, yeah, we're very grateful for you. And I know that you get to see the impact each and every day of the LifeWise program there. And I know that you sent in a particular story of impact. Could you share that with us?
We have a student that we had him last year, and school would actually inform us of, what difficulties they were having with him and that kind of thing. They communicated with us. And then this year he signed up again, and his behavior has improved at school, and it's better for us. I'm not going to say perfect at all, but much better than last year. And so we had a survey to take at the beginning of this year. Our volunteer that was reading the survey was standing by him and using his paper to actually read the questions off. And we were tickled when he marked the one that asked, does LifeWise help you make good decisions? And he responded, yes. And he was very proud of the fact that he could mark that. So we were thrilled that he felt that he had made a difference, and we can see the difference. So it's really exciting.
It is exciting, and that is I feel like a very common story, which shouldn't surprise us, right? We know when we invest the Word of God into the lives of students that it has an impact, that it sprouts, it grows, it bears fruit. That's what we're seeing in schools. That's what we're seeing in families. Those are the reports we hear each and every day. And Linda, just tell me, big picture, what's it like to see that kind of impact, not just in that young man's life, but the impact you're seeing in the lives of all your students on a weekly basis?
The children really participate. They ask good questions. We only have first grade, second grade, so they're pretty young. But they really think about what we're talking about, and it's wonderful to see how they're sharing that. And even this young man, he knew a lot of the answers, and you could have swore last year that he wasn't even listening to what we were doing, but he heard it and he could repeat it, the next season. So that's really exciting. But it's wonderful to see the kids respond that way, and we have a lot of community support, volunteers and financial support and prayers. So we've been blessed in that way too.
Well, again, can't thank you enough for all you're doing. It's exciting to hear these stories, and what could be more important than investing the Word of God into those kids' lives, first and second graders? That's so cool to hear, and just imagine how fun those classes must be. Well, Linda, thank you again, and thanks for being on the Vision Cast.
Thank you for asking.
And thanks everybody for joining us. We'll see you next time.